A of truth, freedom, peace, and justice for the planet, especially heirs. I know y'all noticed last night we found out that everybody is zombies. Oh, I forgot. We're going to go over that tonight. So, moving along, man, this is one hell of a journey, one hell of a trip. And one thing I can say is that y'all decided to take that trip with me in a spaceship. And I'm gonna tell you, man, we have fucking touched down. Um, the reason why I say that is because the finishing touches to the masterpiece of freedom. It's a couple of elements, but the last element is the beginning of real true freedom, because we know now how to do business, dealing in trust like no one before us. We learn what guardianship and ward is. The state in every court situation has been playing beneficiary and guardian. And the guardian is to protect the ward or the principal or the estate. And they know us by all of these names. A ward is the worstest thing you can ever be called because it means you are a lunatic, an idiot, you forget shit, you got epilepsy, and you're completely insane and incompetent of handling your own affairs. So let's get started, man. So we don't get too far behind. So yeah, because I got some stuff I want to share with y'all. Okay, hold up, screen. Yeah. Oh, oh, uh, there we go. All right. The lien claimant, which is us. Um, the lien claimant. Oh no, that's the lien claimant. That is them. My bad. The lien claimant does not reply on Title 15 as a basis for commercial lien. All commercial processes by using or relying on notes or papers in commerce, Federal Reserve notes. Okay, I want to stop right there. I'm reading too fast. By using or relying on notes or paper in commerce. These are Federal Reserve notes. Your UCC is a Federal Reserve note. We went over this one time. I'm just going back over it real quick. Must bear some sort of federal code or a county recorder's number or a serial number. So they're letting you know that the federal tracking code is your registered mail. If anybody didn't know that, that is one of your federal, that is a serial number as well. Every time you do a registered mail, it is a serial number. You save it like it's a bond. Anytime you record something at the deeds office, that is a serial number to a security that is a real fucking debt. Okay. And it's a Federal Reserve note. Your UCC or anything you record at the deeds office or registered mail. All of those are really serial numbers to Federal Reserve note. Must bear some type of federal code or county recorder number or a serial number, which process must be accessible for inspection at the relevant county recorder's office or widely advertised. Or widely advertised. You can advertise it yourself, but we do it through the county. When a lien what matures, bonds. Supreme don't fucking play. Don't talk around me and think, you know what I'm saying, I'm not gonna catch your shit. When the lien matures, that is a bond, because only bond matures in 3 months, 90 days, by default of the lien debtor through the lien debtor's failure to rebut the affidavit of obligation. And we gonna bust their ass up with this affidavit of obligation. I can't wait to obligate the motherfuckers in my situation. Yeah, this shit finna get real ugly for a lot of people, and it's just the beginning. Point for point, they must rebut it point for point, and that's gonna be impossible categorically. It becomes an account receivable in the ordinary sense of collectible debt upon the assignment, collateralization, and other commercial transactions can be based, hence become a security subject of obligation, tracking, and regulation by the United States Security Exchange Commission. Oh, we don't touch down. We back home with little Big Mama. But this time we're coming with debt that is old. The notization, a security, US 15 USC. I don't know if anybody noticed, but Supreme been putting the security 15 USC on damn near everything that we've been filing when we put UCC on so fast. Now you can't tell me that ain't heavenly divine lined up, because it's coming back in our legal documents, and we've been doing it right the whole damn time. That is a flag in commerce telling the SEC that a speculation account is being established to enforce a lien, meaning that somebody is doing fraud and we enforcing this shit, and we doing it through a lien. The SEC can then monitor the process as long as the process is truthful, open, and above board, full disclosure. The SEC has no jurisdiction over it, for even the SEC has no jurisdiction over the truth of the testimony, disposition, affidavits of obligation, commercial lien, and rebuttal after it stands as truth in commerce. So if anybody want to rebut us, they can. Who are we going after if you are dealing with, what are you when you walk into a court setting? This is what this is about. So actually they'll treat you as a minor and a child. So don't be surprised that adult is mentioned with juveniles and children. And this is what they do when they kidnap your children too. But everybody who get taken away in a court setting become a ward of the state. Now, a ward of the state, but what is a ward of the state? A ward of the state is a person who is under the protection and care of the government. First of all, I want to stop because you're taking me away from my family. So how the fuck are you protecting and caring for me? Well, let's find out. This can apply to children, adults with cognitive disabilities, and other vulnerable adults. They're calling the adults snatching out trust and all of that shit when they go in the courtroom and saying somebody owe a debt. You can only become a ward when you owe a debt. And a ward is all kind of horrible names they call us. We're gonna get to that. But you have to be disabled or vulnerable. We're gonna go straight to adults down in the middle. Adults can become a ward state if they are unable to care for themselves due to a disability. They calling you disabled. You can't care for yourself. You ain't here talking about you're not guilty and all that. Your ass was speeding. You see, so you disabled. Accident, disease, and advanced age. Yeah. The state may intervene to provide guardianship if the adult lacks a family member or friend to take to take on this role. Now, we were just saying how you gonna take me from family and all of that. But what they're saying, you lack a family member or friend to take on this role to take care of you. We're just acting as your guardian. And you know what a guardian is? A guardian is a parent. It's a parent. And parents don't beat you and feed you horrible shit and treat you like you ain't shit. So these people are putting on a hell of an act, and we're gonna get to the acting. See, because there's a lot of shit going on here, y'all. The term ward of the state could also refer to a seaman who is considered a beneficiary contractual manner. So seaman, that's SEAMAN, sea, water, Admiralty Maritime Law. So the term ward also refers to a seaman's, and they really putting people at sea through this trickery contract shit where you bound to fucking drown. I want to go down to the bottom down here, 43. What happens if a guardian conservator does not take care of his or her ward properly and uses the ward money for his or her own personal use instead of taking care of the ward? Okay, let's find out. A guardian conservator will be said to have breached a fiduciary duty owed to the ward for um, re for that the ward are in interest. Or so that the ward are an interest person, somebody who got interest on behalf of the ward, or being, or half of the ward. It brings a suit to recovery damages, which is what we all are coming for. We're coming back to recover the fucking damages for your breach of fiduciary duty. And at just the beginning, because, what did you do? Embezzlement, larceny of trust, delegate. That's the other one. Brother and sister, like type shit, him and her, okay? Because larceny is when you financially misplace the estate principal or the ward property, money, financial property. So when you did a financial breach, that is called larceny of trust delegated. Larceny of trust delegated. Hope y'all caught that. And when you do embezzlement, that is when someone has misplaced your property, including you, like your body, your house, your cars, anything. If anybody touched anything of yours and to make a profit, anything of the estate, personal or real property, misplaced and mistreated is embezzlement. And larceny of trust delegated is when financially you have done the funds for your benefit. So we recovering those damages. Performance, compel performance of a guardian conservator duty. You can stop them once you make your claim. They have to stop doing whatever the fuck they're doing, which is hallelujah for me, whenever you make your claim. Enjoin, stop, breach of fiduciary duty, wrongdoing by the conservator. Same thing. Compel, enforce, redress, correction of breach of fiduciary duty by payment of money or otherwise. So they're gonna have to get their shit together. That's the bottom line. So we are entrusted with money we're one with money by another fraudulently converts it to the person who uses it. So I'm gonna read this one, but I want y'all to know before we get that, this is the one I was talking about, which is larceny. So I don't want to lose nobody. This is about larceny when they done fucked up. where one entrusted with money by another fraudulently convert it to that person's own use, the person is guilty of larceny after trust delegated. They left delegated out through he may, and they just stopped right there. I didn't want to put the whole thing. A legal agreement. This is a mortgage, and we have already we know that Supreme Court told y'all that mortgage is two words. It's dead and pledge. People are pledging to be dead by walking around, and the reason why, thinking they owe debt when they really don't. Now, mortgage is a dead pledge if you really do owe somebody that actually gave you some money. So we know why that would be a dead pledge. Because if somebody gave you something that can probably change their dramatic of life, if it was their house, and they literally gave you the house in a transaction, and people refuse to pay large amounts of money, that is pledging to be dead. But you ain't got to die. They'll just put you in the penitentiary and call you a ward and call you a lunatic and insane and an idiot, all that, right? So we finished flip the table. So mortgage, a legal agreement by which a bank or creditor, and see, they should have just left the bank out of this. Don't be trying to slick that shit, AI. We already know the truth. The bank can't loan shit. And that's what we challenging every time when we stand up against them bastards. If they want to send a realtor company, we'll shatter their dreams too. Because everything they say got to be an affidavit. And they got to be backed up with evidence, which is facts. You don't got that, they better sit their head down when it comes to the heirs. Money and interest in exchange for taking title of the debtor's property with the condition that the conveyance of title becomes void upon the payment of the debt. So once you, if you did really owe, like they finna owe, you know, the punishment, the title becomes void, which they have claim of title right now. And when you come correct that paperwork, they will no longer, have that claim, because we will rebut their ass and tell them, did they ever loan anything? And they didn't. So we gonna always challenge these credit bureaus and whoever the fuck, because they ain't never gave us shit. Let's just be honest about it. The mortgage through UCC filing means a lender secured a mortgage loan by filing a uniform commercial code document. So what they're telling you when you read something like this is that a mortgage itself is only a uniform commercial code, UCC document. That's what a mortgage is. Means that the lender, which is us, coming to collect our shit, secures a mortgage loan by filing it. How many people knew that? But you just can't put colorful words in front of Supreme Face and think he ain't gonna find out this shit. Yeah, we on their ass. Essentially notifying the public that they have a claim on specific assets, like a house, used as collateral for a loan. Yes, giving them the right to seize those assets if the borrower defaults on the mortgage payment. What we sending them, a notice of default. It's a way of legally registering their interest in the property as securities for the loan. Purpose: a UCC filing act as a public record that inform others, potential creditors, that the lender has a lien on a borrower's asset, including real estate used as collateral for a mortgage. It's a fucking dead pledge. It's a dead pledge. That's what the motherfuckers don't enter into when they owe us. And we don't give a fuck if it's the judge, governor. Hey, listen, y'all better watch me. I'm leading by example. How it works when it takes, when it takes out, when you takes out a mortgage, the lender files a UCC-1 financing statement with the relevant state agency detailing the property used as collateral and their claim on it. Stop playing with me. Man, Supreme don't play. Default scenarios. If you fail to make mortgage payments, the lender can use the UCC filing to initiate foreclosure. We're foreclosing all their shit, proceedings, and sell the property to recoup their losses. Simply put a UCC lien filing. Put a UCC lien or filing is a document that a lender files with the government to create a security interest in the personal property of a borrower to protect a lender from non-payment. So if the borrower fails to pay, the lender has the legal right to repossess the property listed as collateral. So we come in to collect. Here we go. We have arrived. Anybody who owe us, and I'm so glad we woke up out of the dead because we was in the same shit, just dead. Walk up in the courtroom. I don't know. I'll take a lawyer. I went and got my lawyer and all that stupid shit. And you're coming in now being incompetent, and they consider you to be a ward when you do that. But in society, it's the walking dead out in society because everybody has entered into a dead plague, even if you're in a rental agreement. A mortgage is a dead pledge because the word mortgage comes from an old French word, mort, dead, and gage, pledge. The term refers to the idea that the mortgage is a loan where the borrower pledged land to the lender and the land is considered dead to the borrower until the loan is repaid. Here's some more information about the term mortgage and its origins. Origins. The concept of the mortgage may have originated in ancient civilization. Ain't they talking about us? Oh man, that's so heavenly. Yes. So we made this shit up. The term mortgage entered the English language in the 1300s. So the English picked it up in the 1300s from the ancestors, but the legal meaning of the word didn't appear until 1450. The word mort is also the root word for mortal, mortuary. Yeah, seeing you through that portal. The post mortem and post mortem, and the word gage is a Middle England word that means pledge, especially a pledge to fight in a battle. So you're pledging to risk your property when you enter into an agreement with someone that you really owe. And we can go battle it out in truth before 12 jurors, and see who is more so telling the truth, especially through affidavits of fact, because we're going to speak the truth and nothing but the truth. So help them, God, because we coming. Breach of fiduciary, responsible party, and care. See, fiduciary duty to the residents. I ain't gonna talk about that one, the top one, number 5, because that is for people who are confined and stuff like that. It's some beautiful stuff up there though. They supposed to, we're gonna go over it. Responsible party in the context of a long-term care facilities and responsible parties and an individual designated to be the main contact for the resident, and they're calling us the resident. See, I'm telling you, they're acting like they're giving you housing. That's why they call the damn places inside of the jails housing units. They're running a whole fucking scam until you put that shit in front of their face. I'm telling you. The show is over, folks. and to make the decision on their behalf when necessary. So they're making decisions for that person, giving them housing. That's what they're saying. Fiduciary duty. The responsible party has the fiduciary duty to ensure the resident needs are met. I mean, needs are met with the proper care and attention. Wow, how kind of them. They just gonna make sure all your needs are met too. Why they housing you in a residence? Because this is what they saying on paper. And nobody come back to rebut that shit but Supreme. The fuck? I ain't never agreed to that shit. And what kind of care are you giving? Like, and we don't get no fucking attention. I don't even ask for, you don't give me no fucking attention. I ain't never asked for it. They must act in the best interest of the resident. While I'm a resident and whoever is a resident, and you supposed to be acting in the best interest. Okay, well, we're gonna find out, making sure that the residents' personal, medical, and financial affairs are handled appropriate. Well, let's just keep moving because they got some shit to explain. Breach of fiduciary duty, mismanagement or neglect. A breach of fiduciary duty occurs when a guardian, conservator, or any individual in a fiduciary role misuses their authority. For example, if a conservator used the ward's funds for personal use and failed to protect the ward from financial harm, this is a breach of fiduciary duty. Conflict of interest. A conflict of interest arises when the fiduciary has personal interests that may conflict with the interests of the ward or principal. Yes, it's some major confliction going on in this motherfucker. For instance, if the guardian or conservator has financial interest in the care facility where the ward resides, and this conflict with the best interest of the ward is most certainly due to fiduciary duty is violated. Oh, it's some violation shit going on here. Fiduciary duty plays a critical role in Hotchkiss codification of the law of Georgia. Thank them, thank Georgia, because Georgia has given back a lot, and their ass is just beginning to starting to pay. This is right after they did the Trail of Tears to our ancestor Cherokee Nation and took their land with the gold. So it was like a dozen years later after they did that, as they in 1848, as they ensured that individuals appointed to manage the affairs of others, whether personal or health related or financial, act with the, and they always throw that word acting, now we just acting with the highest level of trust and dignity. So they supposed to be doing this shit with the highest level of trust and dignity. Let them tell it. And we're gonna find out. Because motherfuckers want to go to trial. That's what's going on. Failure to fulfill these duties through mismanagement, self-dealings, neglect, and conflict of interest constitute a breach of fiduciary duty, and the legal system provides for remedies to address such breach of protect the interests and rights of the individual, which is called the ward, the principal, oh, and I left out the best one, beneficiary. That is also the ward of the state. It's the principal and the beneficiary as well. And they're supposed to be protecting the interests and the rights of that individual, housing them, giving them somewhere to stay. So we're gonna keep it moving because I want to go over something else. I want to break down this last little thing. Okay. Hold up. We'll probably go over this another time. Let's get up out of there. This sounds short to me. We'll continue Wednesday because I got some more stuff to share. But so I hope y'all enjoyed what I just shared because we are still learning, and very, very soon we will be able to take our nation to another level. Because when one win, we all win. And once we're able to meet and come together as a family because we are winning, growing, um, getting wealthier and wealthier, and just living. This is what we set out to do. It was layers to freedom. One layer was to get a stock company, and you will see how tremendous that was as we continue with this property, and then we come back to our stocks. Once we get stocks, each Aire member will have a nonprofit, and we will fund that nonprofit with unlimited stocks. We will start with certain budgets for everybody in the beginning until we grow, and then we will put billions in the future into all of our stock companies and help save the world as angel investors. That was just the beginning of our journey this year. And we figured that out, and we do have a stock company. Aire Nation is the stock company. Then property. Property, we learned how to claim your house, other houses, or your own body. How to claim anything related to the real estate. The estate. The estate itself is your real and personal property. Real is property that cannot move, like your house or land. And personal is anything that movable that you own, like your children, yourself, all of that. And then the last part of freedom is how to deal trust inside of these courtrooms, the loan company, dealing with these people like we owe them. So I just want to tell you, we don't touch down. We no longer in a fictitious world. When you are like that now, we are really deal in matches.
Maybe just broke up, yeah.
Okay, I guess they felt me then. Yes. Neil in the fucking Matrix, and ain't shit they can do about it. I love y'all. So is it anything that anybody want to ask or say before we get out of this motherfucker? And please let it be relevant to something other than, just be considerate. That's all I'm gonna say. All right. So let's get it, man.
You took it out.
Who? What? Anybody got anything they want to say or any questions they want to ask?
Yes, sister.
I do.
Okay, go ahead.
When you made, when you were talking about like the wars and everything, and like basically, how they are supposed to like we in the nursing home. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And because okay, let me shorten this up. Basically, it's easy for me to understand because I've worked in that field, so I'm already on the scene. So like when it comes to money and stuff like that, we would call that a misappropriation of funds, which you will,
Absolutely.
you will lose your position because per contract, that's going against your
You're so
contract.
right.
So it just feel like all of this was meant for, this is what I was supposed to do, because I've been trying to figure out all year what it is, learning the skill set. I knew it wasn't going back to nursing, but if I had never came in contact with you, I would literally be applying for school in January so that I could get my bachelor's and go apply for law school. So this is right up my alley. And it makes sense to me. It's like everything just clicks and synchronizes. So I'm definitely looking forward to everything in the future.
For sure, goddess. And that sound like music to my ears. You was right on point. Misappropriated is what they call it, and you were so correct. And I love that when it's all in alignment. And that's what we're coming after them for. That is what embezzlement is, fraud and theft. And when you misappropriate the funds, it's called larceny of the trust delegated. So we coming to collect, the real landlords are back, and that is like heaven, man. Heaven is singing on earth right now. And also the Liberty Bell is ringing across the motherfucking globe. Yes, we back.
I'm messed up because it's shocking to me because I didn't know it was on this level. Like it's beyond broad. Like it's like we really are wars because we don't know.
Yeah. And ward, really, we're not. See, ward is a bad thing. They call a ward. I can go pull it up now. They call the ward. Hold on.
Lost at sea.
Nah, hold on 1 second. The ward is it is they call the ward a inmate. See, this is when when you become a ward, you fail to pay a debt. And most of the time, we don't even know we in a debt. We don't even know we in a debt. You walk in the courtroom, they said it was a crime. See, that's an act. See, that's an act and under pretense. See, pretense of law. That is not real law. And pretense of law is de facto. It's fake. You walked in there and they was talking about a debt. And when you argue the charge of a crime, then you're pretending to. And you start arguing something that don't fucking exist. And you don't know that you're supposed to be paying a debt and you never wanted to settle the debt. So they called you insane. So they saying you're a lunatic, leprosy, and you have leprosy and you're an idiot and you're a person of insane. This is in the law. I've seen it already. And I'm gonna show it to the fam. And this is what they call in the people who went and couldn't pay their debt and couldn't clear their debt. So award is us, but it's when you are a damn lunatic, okay? You are a zombie of the walking dead, and we're no longer wards anymore. You know who the wards are now? They are, because we come in to fucking collect. And if they can't pay, their ass gonna be a lunatic, an idiot, leprosy, and a person insane. But we're gonna need that, and we're gonna sell all their shit, their house going up for auction, their property, their cars, their bank accounts getting froze because we levying every fucking thing. We've been in levy they ass. So it's a blessing though to be here. Is there anything anybody else want to ask or they got to say?
Yes, Supreme. This is Nita. I just want to confirm that I am to put Air Nation for the grantor, and I am to be the grantee. Is that correct? For a quiet title?
Okay, you can you can do that, but I would put our realtor group, because it's on We Bless as well, as the grantor.
Uh-huh.
And I will put Air Nation Soul Corporation as the grantee, with yourself as the agent. We're not coming as individuals. We coming as a nation. And since you're the agent, you're the one who's that inhabit that property, because you're the one to handle that. Now, if they got a problem, then they'll see the nation.
Gotcha.
If they got a problem with saying some fraud going on, or if they got a problem with wanting to dispute over the property, then they will see the nation. And most of the time, they're going to see Supreme, and they're going to get sick of that shit. They're going to say, let them have it. That motherfucker crazy. He levy everybody.
Okay, just want to make sure. Thank you.
Anybody else who got a question or anything they want to say? Bless you. Well, we're going to go ahead and get up out of here. This is our short meeting. I just want y'all to know that I love y'all so much. And this love is what shift this planet. This divine love that we all share have shift this planet. And we just getting started. I love y'all. I see most of y'all Wednesday, you know what I'm saying, by the grace of the all. And we just getting started. That's all I can say. Nobody wants to get in our way with this type of information, because when you mess with one, you mess with us all. And when you see one, you might as well say you don't seen us all, because we coming. That's how it's going. Love y'all. True love, truth, freedom, peace, and justice, and that comes from our ancestors.
Peace and love.
Yes.
Love y'all.
All right, look y'all.
Oh, yeah. Peace and love. Good night.
Later.
Good night.
Y'all. Good night.